The outbreak also impacting the race for the White House, both Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders canceling events in Cleveland. But it was another big Tuesday for the former vice president, winning at least 4 of 6 contests, including the key state of Michigan, and putting Biden in command of the Democratic presidential nomination. Mary Bruce is tracking all the latest for us from Washington. Good morning, Mary.
Robin, good morning. Well, this was a massive night for Joe Biden. Bernie Sanders had hoped to blunt Biden's rise, but instead the former vice president dominated the night. And this morning, he is now closing in on the nomination. Taking the biggest prize of the night, Joe Biden this morning says he's unstoppable.
Tonight, we are a step closer to restoring decency, dignity, and honor to the White House. That's our ultimate goal.
The former vice president celebrating his decisive victory in the key industrial state of Michigan. Biden also winning Missouri, Mississippi, and Idaho. Bernie Sanders picking up just one state, North Dakota. This morning, Washington is still too close to call. The night, a major blow to Sanders. At home in Vermont, he skipped making a public address. With Biden's delegate lead now virtually insurmountable, his supporters like Congressman Jim Clyburn say it's game over.
I think it is time for us to shut this primary down. It's time for us to cancel the rest of these debates.
Biden and Sanders' first one-on-one debate matchup is still on for this Sunday in Arizona. But it won't just be fewer people on the stage. The DNC is canceling the live audience. Coronavirus this morning is forcing major changes to the campaign trail. Both candidates have already scrapped rallies and say they're now evaluating their plans for future events. Joe Biden is now actively trying to reach out and court Sanders' supporters. And this morning, the silence from the Sanders team is very telling. We have learned that he does plan to address reporters later this morning. And he is looking forward to that debate on Sunday. But at this point, George, that may be more of an opportunity to try and influence policy going forward. Sanders' supporters admit this was a very tough night. George.
Okay, Mary, thanks. Let's get more on this now from our chief White House correspondent, John Carlin. John, you just look at the delegate math right now. All those states that Joe Biden has won, the lead he now has in delegates, it's just about impossible for Bernie Sanders to come back and get that majority of delegates going in to the convention. So the big question for him now is, how long can he stay in?
Well, he can stay in for a while, George, but Sanders' window of opportunity is slamming shut. He essentially needs to see the near total collapse of the Biden campaign to win. Instead, Biden is winning everywhere, winning in every region of the country, building up that formidable delegate leads, and he's crushing Sanders in the popular vote. So, George, next week you see 4 big states vote. These are all states, including Florida and Ohio, where Sanders lost 4 years ago. He really needs to win in places where he has not won before. There will be pressure on him to drop out. But remember, Bernie Sanders sees this as a movement. I suspect he'll be in for at least a while longer.
Meantime, this is not the outcome that President Trump wanted. How does this scramble his general election strategy?
Well, George, from the very beginning, Joe Biden was the candidate that the Trump team feared the most. And last night you saw why. He won in all of those places in Michigan where he would need to beat Donald Trump in a general election. And look at the overall turnout. Michigan had a record turnout for Democrats in a Democratic primary last night. That is a very troubling sign for the Trump team.
Yeah, you saw that in a lot of states last week as well. John Carl, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.